Hi everybody, it's me, Moody Boo, the Fragrant Nomad, and I am back to review a few of the perfumes that I bought on Etsy, indie perfumes. You know, the kind of perfumes made at home kind of thing, and sold on Etsy, which I really love supporting. I think it's super important and for the growth of perfume, the perfume industry, and for people who buy perfumes to expand their horizons and realize that indie perfumes have a lot to offer. They are their own genre. They don't fit in any particular category because they're panoramic as far as the types of varieties of perfumes that you can get from Etsy and from independent perfumers. They aren't held in by constraints that some of their mother companies might be putting on them. Since they're footing the bill themselves, they can get as creative and as crazy and unique as they want to. So this video is going to be 3 perfumes that I bought on Etsy that I am loving this spring. So let's get started, shall we? So the first one is, I don't know what that was. You never know what it is with me. So I have spontaneous moments of crazy. So if you're new to my channel, prepare for that because it happens often. The first one I'm going to talk about is by Bloom and Fleur, and it's called Bloom Blend number 209. And this is a pretty popular blend of theirs, so it is back in stock. It was sold out, but now it's back. This one was a slow burn for me. I wasn't immediately in love with it. But it was really weird that I bought a perfume called Bloom, because you know I'm not big into florals normally, but I'm starting to dip my toes into the pool. And I'm kind of liking it. So let me tell you what's in it. And this is only an Etsy perfume, so I'm going right off of Etsy. And it's very simple. It's vanilla, sandalwood, and white amber. There's no floral notes in there. It's like there's 2 layers to this perfume, in my opinion. So it's got the earthy, very, very breathy kind of bloom aroma, sweet bloom. Then it's got the sandalwood amber foundation that sets on. And so you get both of them at the same time, but at the same time, they don't quite mesh together. There's no real transition that I can smell. You know, there's no harmonizing between them in order to get to one side or the other. And that's what put me off at first. That's why I wasn't sure if it was really for me or not, because I like a well-blended perfume most of the time. I really appreciate that. Sometimes I really like certain notes being dominant, and I appreciate those coming through, but there's still usually a good blend happening with those perfumes. This one isn't as well blended, but it works. I don't even know. It's very unisex. It's like nothing else I have in my collection at all, because it's strange a little bit, but yet it's a little mainstream. So, and it almost doesn't smell like 100% of a perfume. And what I mean by that is it reminds me a little bit of one of my 7 hair care products, one of my leave-in conditioners, but I love the smell of that. I love the smell of my 7 hair care products. They're amazing, and they're all different. They're almost like hair perfumes. They're so good. And this kind of reminds me a little bit of a hair perfume. Not because of the performance. It performs all right. It gives me, I'd say about 6 hours as far as its longevity goes. It projects arm's length with 2 sprays for the first half an hour, but then it comes to elbow's length. This is a personal perfume. This is one where people aren't going to notice it unless they're right up on you. you know, and really in your personal space. So it's only people that you're going to allow in your personal space that's going to smell this perfume, more than likely. But because it's so inoffensive, I think this is a daytime perfume all the way. I don't see it being worn at night, going out, festivities, fun, you know, frolicking kind of occasions. But I do see it as a work perfume. I think you could wear it absolutely to work, as long as the notes are, you know, independent perfumes don't have the constraints on the ingredients that they can use in their perfumes as much as niche, designer, etc., etc. So some people will be more allergic to indie perfumes than they will, say, a designer perfume. So keep that in mind when you wear it out during the day. Yeah, daytime all the way. I think it's perfect for that. And that's what I've been doing on my days off. Of course, work in an allergy clinic, can't wear perfume. Crazy ironic, but that's the reality of it. So anyway, Bloom number 209, and this is by Bloom and Fleur perfume on Etsy. Let's hit the next one, shall we? This next one left me shook for a moment when I first sprayed it. I was like, holy crap, that's good. That's really good. That's really beautiful perfume. And this is by Les Bleus Body Care, and this is Orchid Noire. Jeez. I have some on, but I'm spraying some more. Oh, it's so lovely. It's floral. It's got a bit of fruity in there. It's sweet. It's earthy. It's got some woody notes in there, but it's beautiful. I am loving this perfume, and I have been wearing the shizzle out of it. I don't know why I say words like that. I don't even know what they mean half the time. I just like the way they sound. They're fun to say. So shizzle away. Anyway, you can't really tell, but I have worn the crud out of this perfume since I've had it. Probably 2 weeks, maybe 3, something like that. Anyway, beautiful, gorgeous perfume. This is another one that I could see on shelves at Lucky Scent, at Neiman Marcus. I mean, it's gorgeous. And this is jasmine, mandarin, orchid, exotic woods, patchouli, and deep amber. That's it. And of course, I'm going off of Etsy because that's the only place you can get this perfume that I know of. Oh, so the jasmine in this is sweet and creamy, but it has some carnality to it. It's got a little bit of indol in there. Just enough to make it sexy, interesting, and a bit naughty, but I love it. And the mandarin adds this sweet, beautiful, fruity addition to the jasmine. So at the top, you get this really sweet, creamy, floral, fruity, carnal kind of an opening that's just like bam. It's like opening the show with a bang. It really is. There's no subtlety to, in my opinion, to this opening. Love. Now there isn't a big trajectory with this one. What you get at the top is really close to what you get in the deep dry down, except for the patchouli and the amber come in a lot more, and the woody notes a lot more, and really, really blend well with those top naughty, sweet, floral, fruity kind of notes and that indol note. I didn't used to like much indol in my jasmine. I still don't. I'm still working on how much I like jasmine. It's hit and miss at this point, but it used to be miss almost all the time. So I'm growing, I'm evolving. But then you add that indol to it and it's like, well, that's a little much for me. Poo-poo smell. But not now. Now, if there's just this subtle underlying indol in a jasmine, I like it a lot, and so does my husband. Oh, it's beautiful. Now, it does remind me of something else just a little bit, and I can't tell you what it is, and that's really bugging me. I have thought and tried to figure this out, but I can't figure out what it reminds me of, but it's just slightly. And I almost think why I can't pinpoint it is because it's almost like it reminds me of bits of this perfume and a little bit of this perfume. Oh, but it's all Orchid Noire. Gorgeous. Now, I think personally, because of the sexy, I just picture a woman wearing it, a female or a feminine personality anyway. I just, with that hint of indol and that jasmine and the fruity and the earthy notes, I just picture a Jessica Rabbit type wearing it, you know? So in that regard, I find it a bit feminine because I can't change what I picture in my head whenever I wear this. So definitely more of a Jessica Rabbit type of perfume, in my opinion. Oh, and the performance on this is really good. Easily 7-8 hours with 2 sprays. Projection is easily arm's length for the first couple hours, and then it comes in a little bit, but settles right about elbow's length for the last couple hours. It leaves a sillage. Oh boy, I've walked back into my own scent once I've left a room multiple times. I think you could wear this year round because of that sexy sweetness. I think it definitely could be worn in cooler temps. More of a nighttime perfume because of that sexy smell. So I don't think I'd wear this one to work. Just saying. And it wouldn't be my shtick anyway. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. So let me tell you the price. Oh, I didn't tell you the price of Bloom either, so let me tell you that. So Bloom is $49 for 1 ounce on Etsy. And Orchid Noire is $56 for 2 ounces on Etsy. And you can find all of these. I'll put links below to their stores so that you can check it out if you want to. And I believe they do samples on these. I'm pretty sure. So, all right, last one. And the last one I'm going to talk about today is by For the Scent of It, and it's Creme de Bergamot. And Creme de Bergamot is $60 for 1 ounce. But this will last you. This is a performer. This is an 8-9 hour performer with 2 sprays. It projects arm's length, stays there most of that time. It might even be a little past arm's length for the very beginning, the first hour or two, with 2 sprays. Leaves a beautiful sillage. This has tobacco pod in it as well, which is one of my favorite tobacco perfumes of all time. So this house is worthy of being on a Neiman Marcus as well, or a Lucky Scent. It's beautiful. Now, the title comes across like it's a real fruity perfume, but that is just a fraction of this perfume. So it's bergamot, pink pepper, mint, Indian jasmine, absolute, violet, cream, sandalwood, and musk. But the biggest players to me are the pink pepper, the bergamot, the jasmine, the cream, and the sandalwood. Those are the main players in my opinion. Everything else is just towel boys. You know what I mean? So they're not in the game at all. They're just supporting the players. So when I first sprayed it, at first I was a hint disappointed because I expected a heavy, fruity kind of a perfume, a creamy fruit. You get that, but you get the florals too, and they're divine. Again, jasmine, what is happening to me? I think there was a pod by my bed, and I am now an alien clone. Just saying. Because that is not, and it has violet in it too, but violet is so fleeting that I don't get much of it. Or the mint. And I'm glad about that, because I'm not a mint girl in my perfumes. It's just not my thing. I don't care for it much in perfumes if it's too dominant. Now, if it's just in the background to add a little bit of cool freshness, I can deal with that. And that's all it does with this. It just adds this hint of coolness to the florals and the fruits and the other earthy notes. But it's creamy. It is sweet and creamy. Wow. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, again, it's not, somebody described it as a gourmand bergamot by Le Labo. I think it's more of a gourmandy floral bergamot by Le Labo, personally. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. You don't have to do anything you don't want to, but to leave Etsy, when you call your, especially you frag head, I'm not talking to the perfume watchers, the people that love perfume that just watch just because whatever, they're not really frag heads. They're just wanting to learn a little bit about perfume or something. But you frag heads out there, I'm talking to you. You need to be supporting the Etsy perfumes more, because that is a whole stream of fragrances that rarely gets talked about. And why are we denying ourselves another lane on this huge journey that we're all going on? I mean, I've got my Etsy. I love it because I've got my Etsy lane, my Middle Eastern lane, I've got my niche lane, I've got my independent lane, I've got my designer lane. You know, and I am so happy that I can go down any one of these roads and enjoy the journey. I just would not want to deny myself that as a frag head. So I don't think you should deny yourself that either. I think everybody should be checking out more Etsy perfumes. And besides that, the more people give their feedback and buy these perfumes and let the perfumers know what they think, the more they may tweak it a little bit. They may say, hey, that's a good idea. I might just go ahead and get rid of all of that, you know, that horrible white musk base or that horrible generic woody base and put something more interesting in there, you know, or something. But I know every time I've left feedback, whether that be positive or just semi-positive, because I'm not going to go negative on an independent perfumer. I just won't review the perfumes individually or in a group, so that, because I don't want to disrespect anybody. But that doesn't mean I'm not reaching out to them, letting them know what I think and where my issues lie with them. Not that I'm anybody that gives it to, you know, they should give a toot about, but it's always good to have feedback, especially when it comes to your art. And making perfumes is 100% an art. And that's not my opinion, that's a fact. So, Bloom, Orchid Noire, Creme de Bergamot, beautiful, amazing Etsy perfumes that I definitely think that you guys should go check out and show some love and support for these, you know, people that are trying to get creative and make this beautiful artistic product in their homes. I mean, they're eating all the costs. So every bottle of perfume you buy not only helps support them financially, but also I should think mentally and emotionally, because they're like, hey, somebody bought my perfume. And then they left some feedback about it. So I'm doing pretty good at this point. So that's all I'm saying, is just, you know, don't limit yourself, you frag heads out there. Get out there and check out some of the smaller houses, because I've said it once, I'll say it 100 times. Tom Ford and Guerlain do not need your money. They have plenty of their own. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here. I just really am floored by the support that I get. And I mean, once a week videos, that's not much. But again, that's all I can do right now. So anyway, I hope you come back and see me. And don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell and comment if you want. If you don't, it's all good. I still love you. And use your own nose. Peace.